SIFTER.com.au.
Hi, I'm Fiona Bartholomaeus.
And I'm Jahne.
Welcome to Walkthrough, SIFTER's weekly recap on the biggest news in video games.
This week, some fantastic news for the Australian games cultural scene. Xbox is considering some price drops for Game Pass, and Roblox finally announced what they're doing about kids' accounts now that they verify everyone's age. Here is the news for Sunday, the 19th of April, plus all the upcoming games launching this week. Let's go!
Join the SIFTER community on Discord at sifter.com.au/Discord.
Let's kick off with some really fantastic news. Freeplay's board has announced that they'll be back with Parallels in 2026, despite losing Creative Victoria funding in the last round. Freeplay, if you don't know, is one of the jewels of the Australian games scene, a celebration of artist expression in games. Their yearly exhibition Parallels showcases up-and-coming Australian-made indie games, helping to give that homegrown love in a scene that's feeling increasingly under pressure from commercial concerns. The team behind the festival are advocating for games to be funded as art as their next major mission, though there is still a bit of murkiness in their future. That's okay though, because it seems like the entire Oz game scene showed up to support them in their crisis.
In their statement announcing the continuation, the team made sure to remind everyone that with a 20-plus year history of championing art and bridging gaps between diversity and disciplines, Freeplay has persisted in hostile economic conditions before. They said, by continuing to show up, we reinforce a sense of continuity and history that makes the Australian game space what it is. Curating and showcasing weird, independent games for over 20 years is something worth celebrating. I, for one, am extremely excited that they will be continuing and can't wait to see what Freeplay Parallels 2026 has in store for us. The CEO of Xbox, Asha Sharma, seems to be doing a sweep of changes at the company, and now she's looking at the price of Game Pass. In a memo to staff, she said she's considering a change to the cost structure of the subscription service, saying it's become too expensive for players, and it's clear that the current model isn't the final one. Right now, the essential Game Pass tier is $12.95 a month Australian dollars or $9.99 USD. Premium is $17.95 or $14.99 USD. And Ultimate, which is $35.95 a month or $29.99 USD.
The prices were increased last year, and Verge reporter Tom Warren reported that it's possible that it was because of adding Call of Duty to the subscription service. Around the same time that the prices were increased, Bloomberg reported that the company apparently gave up more than $300 million in lost Call of Duty sales by putting the series on the service. It's interesting to see this new CEO shake things up, and honestly, let's hope they do reassess their Game Pass prices and bring them back down to a reasonable level. A little update on the Legend of Zelda movie, it's finished filming! Sony Pictures confirmed at CinemaCon 2026 that the Zelda movie has officially wrapped up after it started filming in November last year. I'm pretty excited to see what they do with this, and more specifically, if Link talks.
We still don't have many details on what timeline it's set in, if it's a new story or an adaptation of an existing game, but I'm sure we'll get some more info pretty soon. Fingers crossed this means that the movie will go ahead on its planned May 7th release date next year. It's official, Roblox is adding 2 new kids account types and it's going to be rolled out in June. This follows the age verification tech that the company rolled out in Australia last year, which was a requirement in order for users to access in-game chat features. The 2 account types are Roblox Kids and Roblox Select.
Roblox Kids will be automatically assigned to users between the ages of 5 and 8, and all in-game chat features are disabled by default. It also means they can only access games with a mild content maturity label or lower. Of course, unless a parent gives them access through parental controls. Roblox Select will be assigned to users with ages between 9 and 15, so these users can access games with the maturity level of moderate, and it will have the default in-game communication settings. Once a user turns 16, their account will become a full Roblox account.
Chief Safety Officer at Roblox, Matt Kaufman, said that they want to balance freedom of content creation and ensure young users only have access to age-appropriate content. The company is also introducing a new verification method for game creators and developers, where games will only be made available to the 2 kids account types if the creator completes a 3-step verification process. Of course, these changes come after heavy pressure from the Australian government and the e-Safety Commissioner, but honestly, there needs to be better protection for kids in general. That's it for the headlines. Here are the games coming out this week.
The Muppets-looking co-op game PRATFALL arrives on PC this week, and it looks chaotic. We said this last week, but I love the Muppets, and that's 2 weeks in a row we've gotten Muppet Games content. I'm blessed. Dig, fall, and explode down a cave system to find your lost dog. But watch out for traps, hazards, and of course, gravity. It's a bit like Peak, but you're going in the opposite direction. That's out on PC on the 20th.
Tides of Tomorrow is a narrative adventure game set in an oceanic sci-fi world where, even though it's a single-player game, the path of previous players can impact your playthrough. It's got a system where branching choices made by someone else will be referred to as you play, otherwise you can play offline. It's from the team that made Road 96, and it looks super unique. You can get Tides of Tomorrow on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox on Wednesday.
3 words I never thought I'd hear together. Pottery Party Brawler. That's right, there's a new game called KILN, where you create your own pot or ceramic battle armor, grab your friends, and then battle against other ceramic creations. The shape and size of your pots determine the play style and abilities, which is pretty cool. Who knew I needed a pottery showdown? That's out on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S on the 23rd.
PAWS COVEN is a new 4-player Lovecraftian horror game where you play as occult cats and summon monsters, perform rituals, and tear off the wallpaper. You know, just general cat things. Well, the 3 of you do. The 4th player is actually a human who has to identify the 3 imposter cats in a massive group of cats. It looks spooky and hilarious, and you can grab it on PC on the 24th.
Articles to read,
Videos to watch.
and podcasts to listen to.
SIFTER.com.au.
This has been Walkthrough by SIFTER. My name is Jahne.
And I'm Fiona Bartholomaeus. Thank you so much for listening.
For the last year, I've been scouring the depths of the internet to bring you the games released this week in history, so that we can fight it out in the polls for the greatest game of all time. It seems that our winner is going to be crowned as Pokemon Ruby Sapphire, the game which of course brought us the best Pokemon of all time, my wet son, my Mudkip. But obviously, you all want to get around Pokemon, so I'm very pleased to announce that for the next year, we will be voting for the best Pokemon. We can't wait to duke it out in the comments with you on this one.
SIFTER is produced by myself, Jahne, Carl Pauletto, Naomi Jackson, Chris Button, and Adam Christou. Mitch is senior producer who edited this episode, and Gianni Giovanni is SIFTER's executive producer and script editor.
Thanks to Brian Fairbanks from Salty Dog Sounds for composing the Walkthrough theme tune, and Audio Technica Australia and Apple for their support of SIFTER's podcasts.
We'll be back with more news next Sunday. See you then!